Hey guys, it's Tennessee Bass Fishing Addict here, and today I want to do a video on jigs and what I usually do when I'm jig fishing and what tips I can give you when you jig fish. Well, first I need to talk about, I did change the name of my YouTube channel to, it went from The Bass Man 2019. I changed it because I think I changed it because I needed my name to be a little bit more professional, and I needed to upgrade my channel a little bit because it's been different lately. And yeah, that's how I'm gonna start off the video. So next, I'm gonna talk about my jig rod, what I usually use, and what I'm gonna start getting out, what I'm gonna start having to get, and what I'm gonna be getting new rods and new reels and stuff like that. Okay, now stay tuned. Okay, now the jig rod I use, it's a Bionic Blade Micro Guide from Bass Pro. It's a worm and jig rod with a Flugger Supreme bait casting reel with 15-pound P-line fluoro clear. And I only use 15-pound fluoro clear because it's got the diameter of about a 12-pound mono or something like that. And you don't have to use like 20-something pound braid. 20-something pound fluorocarbon, because I've used 20-pound fluorocarbon. It's too thick for me to use, and I could still drive hooks really good with this P-line. And I was actually surprised of how good I could drive a hook with the P-line and the moss green and 12-pound. So you don't need to go that heavy if you're using P-line, but don't jerk the rod really hard. I've done that before. It's not that fun because if you jerk the rod really hard, it's going to break off, or you're going to have that 1/4 ounce to 1/2 ounce jig coming straight back at your face, and it's not that fun. Because I've done that once, and I've had it and it hit me in the toe, and my toe turned purple. The jig I'm using, it's just a custom jig that I bought at my local tackle shop. It's just a basic color about this time of year, because it's April, transitioning into May down here in Tennessee. The eastern part next to Chickamauga, Hiwassee, and Chickamauga and Hiwassee is what I should say. Because it's going from that spring transition to the summer transition. It's getting hotter, it's getting warmer, and the water's warming up. But people are like, yeah, you gotta throw buzzbait. I've been throwing jigs, lizards, and freaking flukes, and I've been catching fish just fine. But I've mostly been catching my fish on jigs this early in the year, because I never caught my first fish on jig till a couple months ago when I was fishing a bass tournament. And I was really surprised of how it turned out, because I was using a black and blue jig, and I saw a fish churn, and I casted right to it. I reeled it real slow with a 1/2 ounce custom jig from my local tackle shop, and he hit it, and I set the hook, got the fish in the boat. Didn't count, which really sucked. But what I should be talking about right now is what colors the jig is and what trailer I have on it. The color of the jig is brown and with a couple of orange flakes. Sorry for the background noise, that's the train going by. And I've got only a zoom double-tailed grub, because it makes that bait fall really slow, and if you pick that bait up off the bottom, it'll just, those twin tails will just turn and they'll go back down to the bottom. And the retrieve I'd be using is, I would cast it out and I would just do little twitches, and that's been working out perfectly. And so up next, I'm going to be talking about my jig box and what rod I might be getting in the future, and a new reel that I might be getting. Oh, and what I also forgot to mention is this is a 6.6 rod, medium heavy, fast action tip. It's a really nice rod. But the one bad thing I don't like about these, I'd rather have you buy just the regular old carbon light, because as you could tell right here, this guide, the inner piece has already fallen out of it, and I've had this rod for about 2 years, but the rod still works. It hasn't firmware on yet, so I might have to get somebody to check that out and fix it. Stay tuned. I'm getting to my jig box next. Okay, this is my jig box. I know it's not that attractive. It came with my Okeechobee Fats tournament bag that I got for Christmas a couple years back. This has all my jigs, my top waters, and everything. It's even got my chunks and my trailers on here. So, and plus when I got a membership to BASS, I got a sticker and I just put it on it. And there's more background noise that's not fun to edit out. Okay. Well, right here, as you can tell, I have a handful, and there's even more in there. I just can't get them all out right now. I'll just get them all out. There's a handful of jigs that don't have skirts on them. I gotta try to find the best skirt, and that freaking thing just fell out of it. Dang it. That don't have skirts on them. I need to buy more skirts. And if y'all have any ideas on what kind of skirts I should get and who I should buy them from, I'd like for you to comment down in the comment section below. That would help me out a lot. So let's get on to the jigs I use and chunks and trailers and stuff like that. Mark up, don't worry about those. I'll get to those in another day. Okay. Now, this is like one of the swim jigs I have. I have another one. It's an old Strike King, a chartreuse style. I dyed tail chartreuse a while back, and I meant to fix that. But it's an old Strike King jig. I ripped off the old red and the white thing, the skirt off of it, because I didn't think it looked nice. I thought it looked a lot better with the old spinnerbait skirt that I took off and put a little swim bait onto it. But like, that works fine. I put a little Zoom UV speed crawl on it. It makes those flippers surprisingly work good. These are my dark color jigs, and my brown jigs are gonna go right here, and then these are gonna be something else. Well, these are already my green pumpkin, watermelon, and stuff like that. Now, these are my black and blue jigs. I have, well, I'll tell you one thing. I had 3 of these custom-made football heads. And then there's a custom-made swim jig. And I'm going to zoom in on that. And I've lost that one. And if you could tell, I've cut like the top part of the skirt off to make it a finesse football head jig. And I put a little young beaver on it. And this is my little the Tackle Stores swim jig. It's bluegill colored, and I put a little bitty black Fat Albert grub on the back of it. And then this is a Strike King, either a flipsy bit or a bitsy flip, bitsy bug or whatever. And I've got one of these in the sapphire blue thing, black and blue, and I got one in the watermelon or green pumpkin. Now I'm going on to my green pumpkin, watermelon, and other color jigs. Now there's one jig in there that I'm not going to pull out because I think I did a stupid job on it and I shouldn't have done it. Okay. Now, as you can tell, I throw a lot of like 3/4 ounce. I go through from like a 1/4 ounce to all the way to a 1/2 ounce. This is a 1/4 ounce football head jig, custom. I buy a lot of custom jigs because I can get it for cheaper than I can buy on a regular one. I just put a little old summer crawl or H crawl on it, and it's another one. This is a 3/8 ounce, and you can tell I've been using this thing a bit, and it's got another H crawl on it, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, that's another summer crawl color. I usually dip them in JJ's Magic because I think that stuff gives it a lot more scent than it usually does. And here's another one of the Strike King Bitsy Flip or Bitsy Bug jigs with a net bait pack of chunk on it. I love the pack of chunks. It gives it that jig a little bit more big profile. And now I'm going to move on to the trailers and stuff like that I'm going to use. And the trailers I use are mostly Hardy Crawl pack of chunks, and one of them are dyed. One of them things are dyed. Hardy Crawl, I think I might have said that, but I'm not so sure. I can't remember anything nowadays. It's a Hardy Crawl pack of chunk, a Sapphire Blue pack of chunk, and this is a freaking Danny Brower Strike King. It's one of the elastic chunks. It's really weird looking. I don't like them that much because it'll stick to your jig skirts and stuff like that. Then here's the dual-tailed Fat Albert grub, and these work really good and make your bait fall slower and stuff like that. And the pumpkin. And then here's the black Zoom Fat Albert single tail grubs. I usually throw them on a regular old jig head when I'm bass fishing, when the summer bite's tough, because it helps me a lot during that time. But you can tell a lot of baits I don't, a couple of more trailers that I don't have in here are like my beaver baits. I usually use like a small reaction innovation or a big reaction innovation top beaver, because Lake Chickamauga and the Hiwassee River connected together can hold, I don't know, about 5 or 6. Well, if you would have known this already, the Tennessee state record was caught down in Chickamauga, and it was 15-2. And that's big for down here, because we never pull fish out that big. But I say the biggest fish I ever caught on a jig was about 3 or 4.5 pounds, and I caught it on that pumpkin jig, the Alabama craw color jig. And also the other type of trailer that I use for my jigs are a Zoom UV speed worm, and they, not speed worm, but speed crawl, and they work really, really good, and rage crawls work great. And so that they do work great Texas rig too, but like, I'll be fishing a lot of docks this summer, and I'll be fishing a lot of grass lines and hydrilla and all this stuff, because I usually like to swim a jig above the grass, and that's what produces a lot of my strikes. So what I meant to, I forgot to tell you this, I might be buying a new rod, and the new rod's going to be it's going to be a Bass Pro brand, but it's not going to be the micro blade. It's going to be the Carbon Light, because the guides, they don't have this deal on them. This annoying deal that happens to a lot of your guides. The middle piece falls out and you get mad and frustrated. And I'm going to get it a heavy rod, because I need a heavy jig rod, and I'm going to use this for my worms and stuff. As you can tell, I use stuff like this for a worm, and it's a worm and jig rod. But like, this has like been my main jig rod lately. Sorry if that won't happen. Come on. It won't clear up, but like, then I'm going to be buying the Fluger Supreme XT. It's like an upgraded version of this with a carbon fiber handle and better gears, and I'm going to get that in a 7-to-1 gear ratio, because when I'm fishing cover, this is only a 6-4-to-1. When I'm fishing heavy cover, I like to pull the fish out of the cover really, really fast to get it out, because I'd rather get the fish in a boat fast than fight it and let it get stuck under something and break me off. So that's like pretty much all I use for all my jigs and stuff like that. So thanks for watching. It's Tennessee Bass Fishing Addict here, signing off. Peace.